Hey everybody, Andre here, and for the next round of videos, we're going to be talking about rhythm and how I conceptualize the idea of my rhythmic language in a piece of music. If you haven't seen the first part, we talked about how we can create a harmonic language and a melodic language using a matrix box, so check out those videos if you haven't seen them already. But for rhythm, I find that rhythm is much more context dependent for me personally. What I mean by that is if you have some kind of harmonic language, whether you're working in a major key or a minor key or something outside of a key, you can really use that language for anything. But rhythm can really vary based on the kind of affect you're trying to get at. Are you trying to do something slow? Are you trying to do something fast? Are you looking for something dance-like? Are you looking for something somber? Are you looking for something energetic? Are you looking for something subdued? Are you looking for something that follows a grid? Are you looking for something that's a little esoteric? So all of these different things you need to ask yourself before diving in to these kinds of, focused rhythmic questions. So I think the first step is deciding what space is your piece of music going to occupy? Is it going to follow a strict single format in terms of your rhythmic energy? Is it going to be all slow? Is it going to be all fast? Is it going to vary, and where are those variations going to happen? So these are the very first questions that you should ask yourself. And do you have to know all of the answers right away? Of course not. But if you can set the stage somehow for yourself, you will find that going forward as you write will be a little bit easier because you have sort of a plan going forward. I wanted to follow up on this whole context-dependent rhythmic idea. I write primarily vocal music. I do some instrumental music as well, but vocal music and choral music in specific is where I find the majority of my work these days. And I wanted to show you a motive from one of my pieces, Live, Love, Grow. So the text for this piece, at least the first two lines, is a seed within the earth, hidden from the world above. Let's unpack that a little bit. A seed. The is a pickup to the seed. A seed. So right away, I'm not going to say a seed within the earth. I'm saying a seed within the earth. So what does that tell you rhythmically? We're going to start with a pickup. And so if you have bum bum as a rhythmic gesture, perhaps you can keep that gesture in mind as you go forward. Okay? And you can start to accumulate those little gestures, put them in a little bank that you can go back to in later parts of the piece. Okay, let's keep going. A seed within the earth. A seed within. So that's a word that has two syllables in it. So let's keep that one in our brain. The earth, all one syllable. Hidden, okay, that's a two-syllable word. From the world above. That's another two-syllable word. So we have 3 two-syllable words in this first sentence. So we will probably deal with those things in different ways. Let's think about it. So a seed within. That within, I put the first stress on the within. And so I'm making sure that's on a downbeat. A seed within the earth. And the it's not as important as earth, so it's a faster note. It's going to be an eighth note going to a longer note that's held on earth. A seed within the earth. And then the next thing is hidden from the world above. And when I would say it, hidden, you put that emphasis on the first beat as well, and you kind of drop away from it. So I actually was like, hidden from, and I kind of go back from that note, hidden from the world above. And it kind of takes on this lilting quality. So this is just a small example of what you can do with text. Literally read the words, literally speak the words out loud, and so often the rhythm will actually come out of it. And it's just your job to make it feel natural. Another really important element in rhythm for me is to break away from a set pattern. I had a teacher in my master's program in composition who told me, Andre, your music is way too square. You should try to avoid the downbeat. And I've really taken that to heart. So I'd like to consider we have a D chord and we have a G chord. And I'll just play in 4/4. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. I could just do this forever. But after a while, it turns really square. Maybe we cut a beat. Or add a beat. Cut half a beat, or So you can have a grid-like structure for these chords, but be super mindful about the steady pulse. Is it always 4 and 4 and 4 and 4? Sometimes it can be 4, sometimes it can be 3. Maybe do 2. But be sparing. And sometimes the changes in harmony can dictate the rhythm. So if I just went 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 1, 2, 3, what does that feel like? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. The change in rhythm told my ear that maybe we change the harmony too and go to some unexpected harmony, the C chord, something we haven't heard before. So this is something that you can consider. If you're following a grid-like pattern, if you want to change a chord, maybe you also do a subtle shift to the rhythm. And that way it can actually help breathe life into the chord change. Voice leading can be an important tool in contributing to your rhythmic choices. So let's take a G chord and a D chord, just like we did in the previous video. If we just keep those as downbeat chord, 1, 2, 3, 4, downbeat, 2, 3, 4, in 4/4 time, what are the other notes? What can we do? So to get from this chord, I'm voicing the D on top and an F sharp on top. So what if I do a passing note between the D and the F sharp? I can put an E in there. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. Okay, what if I want to do something else? What if I want to do quarter notes? 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. That time it wasn't just the passing note. I went kind of danced around the F sharp. That's only following a strict pulse. What if you wanted to do eighth notes? 1 and 3, 4, 1, 2 and 3, 4, 1, 2 and 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. You can start to play around with having the beat. And it doesn't always have to be stepwise too. What if we wanted to jump? We go from this G chord, maybe have a B, and it can jump to this high G, and then resolve to the F sharp. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Or 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. It feels very different. But you can play around with, I'm starting on this note, I'm trying to arrive at the other note. How am I going to get there in terms of the pitch content? And then how can I put that pitch within some grid that makes sense for the music that I'm doing? But that's all about the grid. In the next video, we'll talk about the esoteric. All right, so far we've been following a pretty strict rhythmic structure, keeping within a time signature. But what if you wanted to flow free outside of strict time? What if you just want to have some chord and then another chord? I have no idea how long it was between those notes. I'm essentially writing a chord, putting a fermata above it, giving it some space, playing another one. And really it's about feeling the breath energy, right? So I can play some chord. It might be a different chord. It might be this one. And I literally breathe into the chord and see, okay, so this chord, it has exhaled. And when you're ready to inhale, you do another one. Maybe you had a shorter breath this time. But that's all chords. What if you want to do pointillistic stuff? Now, I'm not thinking about rhythm at all. I'm thinking about gesture. That's a pointillistic thing. That's a little flourish. And that's a more grounded thing, more sustained. So when you start to deal with the esoteric, the outside of the boundaries of a time signature, think more of what kind of a gesture are you trying to create rather than what kind of a rhythm you're trying to create.